What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to go and film my spec reveal for the GT4. If you've not watched my previous video of my announcement of ordering the GT4, I'll leave a link to it somewhere on the screen now for you to go and watch. We're going to see James and T at Porsche Colchester very kindly allow me to film. They're going to be extras in the footage today, so yeah, hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in a bit. So I'm here with James and T from Porsche Colchester in this lovely, lovely spec room. Thank you again for agreeing to be YouTube famous for a couple of hours.
Hours?
Hours, no, definitely not hours. I don't have that long. But no, so on the screen right now is what had been the initial configuration of this car. And then we got the news, T, didn't we, that Frozen Berry is no longer going to be... Is it November?
November 5th, yeah. Final day, unfortunately. Yeah.
So just like to ruin my day, spoil my life. Remove Frozen Berry. So it is a punchy colour. If you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen I put a poll up essentially saying Arctic Grey, Shark Blue, Frozen Berry and GT Silver, and an overwhelming majority come out for Frozen Berry, which I was really surprised about because I was a little bit scared of pink car. And yeah, overwhelming majority for Frozen Berry. So it grew on me massively. I was a big fan. I'd been in here painstakingly with T, going through various different colours, and then Porsche decided to pull it. So yeah, it is what it is. So do you want to go through each of the sections?
Yeah. Start from the start. So, yeah, we can't have Frozen Berry anymore.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. So
Big sad.
it is. We were looking at Arctic Grey originally, way back when, on the GTS 4 litre.
Mm-hmm.
But we have paint to sample as well, which is a potential. So
Yeah, paint to sample. So the issue that we've got is I got tempted with a paint to sample slot, and it just didn't work to have it come as early as it was scheduled. But I got obviously obsessed with Frozen Berry. I now don't really I like the rest of the colours, but they're not as exciting or punchy as Frozen Berry was. So I feel like I'm now left with no other option but to go paint to sample, which for those of you who don't spend half their life on the configurator like us three, is a £6,000 option.
6986.
Oh, it's even more than I thought it was. I was like, oh god. So yeah, so paint to sample feels like an obvious choice, but we'll leave that bit to the end of the video, and I will talk you through the two choices that we've got at the moment. But yes, so moving down, then we've got wheels.
Wheels. Only one type of wheel, but how you have them coloured is the other option as well. So at the moment we've got them in satin black. You can have bright silver if you wanted to. Platinum grey is another one.
But I've set in Aurum as well. You can have.
Or gold, yeah. Satin Aurum is the other option.
I feel like the Aurum wheels, so the GT4 RS, the gold on those wheels are a lot brighter than the Aurum. I feel like a more of a white gold, which look better with lighter colours. The Aurum wheels are very, very gold. They're quite dark compared to the 4RS. So Although with Frozen Berry there with the yellow stitch, it looks amazing, doesn't it? Oh, such a shame. But yeah, I've got friends that are screaming out for chrome wheels for me to spec this, and I'm like, no, I'm a black wheel person. So yeah, for now, we're going to go with the satin black variant of the wheels.
Which looks awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it ties in.
It matches with all the matte black accents around as well.
Yeah, I think if they offered gloss black, it'd look a little bit odd because you've got so much matte black trim.
Yeah.
I think with the gloss, it'd look really strange. We were having that debate with the GTS about do I go for the gloss sport pack around the front and the back, but then you've got the vents on the side that are in blooming satin.
Satin black anyway.
So satin black wheels for now. I think that's it for the wheel category, isn't it?
Yeah, not much for the wheels, unfortunately. So, interior wise, essentially what colour you would like your stitch as well.
So for existing viewers, you'd have known I had two RS3s, one that had a rock grey stitch and the other one had the crescendo red. And the red stitch inside makes such a difference when you get in, and that's ultimately where you spend 90% of the car's life.
Yeah.
There's not many people that will sit on the driveway and just look at it like I will be, but you do spend most of your life inside the car. So crayon, whilst it's lovely, was not a choice for me, I don't think. It's very lovely, but yeah, it's a bit bland, isn't it?
Not as exciting as the outside. Yeah.
No. Which I feel like would suit the GTS, but for the GT4, I just have this like requirement that it has to be punchy and bold. So yes, we've gone for the yellow stitch. That's like a non-negotiable thing in terms of PTS colours as well, is that it has to go, it can't clash with the yellow stitch. So it just looks so much better than the crayon, doesn't it?
Yeah,
really
I think so.
doesn't it?
It also shows just how much is stitched in the car all the way around as well. You know,
Yeah.
all around the dash, doors, everywhere.
Because by the time you get through the Ratex and the leather, that is almost like a nice transition and break between the leather and the Racetex. So yeah, that was definitely what it had to be.
Awesome.
And you don't forget your 12 o'clock marker.
Yeah, 12 o'clock marker. We've also gone for the yellow belts.
Yep.
Just to tie it all in. And it is all the same yellow colour, isn't it?
It is.
Speed yellows, T, is
Speed
it?
yellow,
Yeah.
So, just yellow. But yeah, it's speed yellow these days. So, yes. And the door pulls as well, which is a nice thing. So, because you could have a contrast orange or blue stitch or something like that, but your door pulls and seat belts you can't have in the same contrast colour. Porsche just won't do it. So, even if we ask.
Porsche said no. Oh God! And then the next contentious topic is seats. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to go for the buckets," and I'm like, "No." They're this video should come out after the GT4 drive video, and you would have heard me commenting that for track use, I can imagine they're incredible. You are so pinned into it.
Yeah.
But for everyday use, and Mark keeps having a go at me for saying, "Oh, it's a daily," when I don't actually go anywhere. I just go to the gym and to car events at the weekend. For day-to-day life, and if we want to go and do these European road trips, the buckets are just, as beautiful as they are, a little bit too firm, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, we've gone for the two-way electric for now. And Simon Byland, if you're watching, going to go stick with the two-way electric, because his comments were actually too much adjustment with the 18-way, and you can sit a little bit lower, I think, in the two-way as well, he was saying. So top tips there from Simon.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so we're going to stick with the two-way. The seats are not electric in the M2, so it's already an upgrade being two-way, so doesn't really matter.
And a Sport 6 Plus, so you've got the really nice bolstering anyway. So if you were to order a Cayman, you would normally upgrade to the Sport 6 Plus. Great seat, really, really comfortable. We'll have to try and get a GT4 for you to try with.
Yeah, it'd be super
seats,
interesting because of course it's harsher to drive the GT4 than it is the GTS. It feels firmer, but it feels even firmer with those buckets because you just feel there's like nothing underneath you, is there? It's just a bit of carbon fibre and a bit of padding.
That's it. They are a hard ride. Awesome. Okay, so onto the options for the car then.
Mhm.
So, Club Sport Pack was another one. Again,
That forces you to have the buckets, doesn't it?
it does, yeah.
And again, again, like you lose the half cage. The cage would be cool, but you still got the strap bracing at least, and you get a little bit of room to put stuff on the parcel. Well, it's not even really a parcel shelf, is it? But
Weird setup, yeah.
It's
like a two-tier boot.
yeah, it's a weird one, really weird one. But yeah, so we're not going Club Sport. This is, I think you said it right. It's just a comfort spec car, cruiser, European road trip comfort. Is what we're going for. What is the 3D printed body form thing?
So these are more. So you can actually take out in the buckets the seat inserts. So the bits that you actually sit on, they're just velcroed in, so they just pull straight out. And you can have this 3D. It's like printed body form, they call it. So it's a much more race spec style. So, and you can have soft, medium, and firm, depending how hard you would like the foam to be. But what it is it's just going to hold you in a little bit more, and it has the lump in the middle of the seat as well. So it holds your knees in, and so when you're cornering, your knees aren't moving around. It's to hold you in. So chatting with Porsche about this. If anyone is thinking of getting these, the medium is where most customers go, according to Porsche. Soft might be too soft, considering it's designed to be for a track one. And this is per seat as well.
Oh,
this
really?
cost. So you will order one and it will come with this. And you have to tell Porsche, I would like black inserts, blue inserts, yellow inserts. But this is just for one seat. The passenger seat will just be a standard bucket seat, essentially. So
if you tell them then that you want the different inserts in the middle, does that count as a CX option?
it will ask you. It will ask you what colour you would like.
Fine.
You would like with it as well. So
it's not an additional cost.
I'm sure if you wanted it like paint to sample, like I'm sure they can sort that out for you as well.
Yes,
I'm yet to see one.
Really?
With that scene. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how good they are.
Cool. So exterior. I don't think you get headlight cleaning things if you don't get the LED headlights.
Right. Yeah. So it's yeah. And again, paint to sample. If you were going to go for paint to sample, again, this would actually knock that option off as well. We would then have to request that from Porsche through a CXX style sort of setup.
They love to try and get into that. They're not stupid, Porsche, are they? They're not silly.
Jet black, satin black.
Right.
So matte black, which kind of matches in with all the other options as well.
You can get away with it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if we picked anything from this section.
So, because there's a lot of high gloss, but we're not wanting to introduce high gloss into the exterior anyway, are we? So,
no, I mean the door handles in black look amazing, but as a contact point you touch all the time, and I've got rings and stuff, and yeah, the idea of scratching the handles fills me with dread. So yeah, we're going to leave that, and also leaving the Porsche lettering silver. I just feel like you lose it in the back of the car if it's satin. Like on the GT3 that's out there, I feel like it's got a nice distinguishing between the paint of the car, the back of the car, and you still see the letters even though it's satin black.
Yeah.
But yeah, on that you just lose it. So I think that would be the only piece of chrome on the car.
But it works anyway, I think so, because it's against the, like I say, do you want black on black? Like maybe some people will say yes, but then that's why Porsche offer it. You know, not all of them are going to come all black.
Yeah, and actually it picks up the inside of the rear lights quite nicely as well. It's like centrally, horizontally aligned between the bars in the rear lights and the back. So
silver tint in there, yeah.
It looks good, but no, otherwise I think that was it for the exterior section, wasn't it?
GT4 badge. So it is currently matte black. So again, you could have it painted or removed, but if if you wanted it painted, it would have to be a request from Porsche if you're going to paint
Shock.
a sample.
Shocker.
Don't ask, don't get, they will do it. So.
Well, after this allocation tea, I'm living my life by that motto. You don't ask, you don't get.
Don't ask, don't get, exactly, yeah.
I think we're going to leave it matte black for now. Again, just to tie in with the rest of the trim. Plus, you've got the rear diffuser on the bottom, which kind of, I don't know if that would look a bit strange, it being gloss, and then you've got the satin at the bottom of the car. So
most people keep it matte black, just because you can distinguish it against the paint. Why would you remove it? It's a GT4, that sort of thing as well. So
I mean, from the pompous side of things, I don't want to remove it. from ego side, I don't want to remove it. But away from that, I think it looks cool to keep it. So we're going to leave that.
Awesome.
And then it's another section with lots of debate and arguments. I can hear the comments already. This is a travesty. Can't believe that you've spec'd a PDK on this car. First of all, the manual is incredible. So after driving it for the second time yesterday, obviously much more familiar with the clutch again. It had been a while since I drove the GTS. And I mean, it's an incredible manual. But when we got stuck in that bit of traffic coming up the main road, I was like, yes, this is why I decided not to go with this. PDK for now, and the PDK in the GTS was unbelievable. I thought the DSG and the RS3 was good, but the PDK was like another level of crazy. So we've gone PDK. I've got a bit of a hunch residually that they're going to do better as well, given there's in theory less of them. The earlier cars you couldn't spec a PDK, so I need to try and do well and actually keep this car longer than 9 months. So I have to make sure that I'm not going to get fed up with like manual after a certain period of time. Well, I mean, listen, if you want to chuck some GT3 allocations my way, but I don't even think I could stretch to a GT3. But this in PDK is going to be pretty unbeatable around the track as well.
It's going to be awesome, yeah.
We drove them around the track, didn't we, in Spain? They're phenomenal, weren't they?
Yeah. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's a horrible job.
Listen, it's an awful job.
Someone has to do it. The Turbo S GT3, the GT4 actually, around that track, because it was quite small and tight, it was just awesome.
So
you could ring it out all the way, and the nice thing about the gearbox is you can just knock it over into manual still. We've still got the nice traditional down and to the left, and then sequential if you want all pedals. So it's literally best of all worlds, and it's so quick as well. So quick.
Well, and as you both know by now, I love a launch control. So obviously you don't get that with the manual. You'd have to try and break it with the clutch, but the launch on these from some of the videos I've seen, plus 0 to 60 drops considerably. It takes the human aspect out of it. So PDK was a definite for me. And surprisingly, this car doesn't come with chrono off the back, does it?
No, another option that Porsche offer. So chrono. So we've got the clock, as well as everything else that comes with that as well. A necessity, I would say, for any GT car, and actually, standard in GTS models. So why isn't it standard in GT models?
It doesn't make any sense, does it? You'd think it'd be the opposite way around. You have to spec it as part of the GTS, and then it comes as standard on this. But I mean, it's £336. It's not the be all and end all, but it's not the end of the world. And then the ceramic brakes, I've decided not to do, mainly because they're over £5,500. But also the steels in the car yesterday, I barely used any of the pedal, and I was braking like fairly hard on that corner on those bends, and you barely use any of it. So for road use, I think it's plenty good enough. If you bought this car, if you're a customer maybe that bought this car just for track, maybe you'd make the upgrade. You'd like kind of forego the interior and pay for the ceramics instead. But steels were good enough. And then of course the final option there, we've made them black, which is very unusual for me. I historically have had red calipers on everything, but again, with it being PTS, we want to limit the potential for things to clash. And I think it looks quite classy, to be fair, with the black.
It's really good.
So
matches all the accents as well. And yes, they're gloss black, but you can kind of forgive it because it's sat behind the wheel anyway, and it's not massively noticeable as a gloss black accent and stuff like that.
But it's a nice contrast because the wheels are satin, the calipers are gloss. It's a nice differentiation in the wheel. So, yeah, black calipers, black wheels, normal steel brakes, and PDK. I feel like they're the most controversial, or bar the PTS maybe. I feel like they're the most controversial things to get out of the way. Cool.
No, that's fair enough. And the thing that Porsche never tell you is that all of their cars will stop in half the distance it took to get to that speed. So if it takes you 4 seconds to get to 60, it's going to take 2 seconds to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's with whatever model the standard brakes are. You know, they will never not have that on their cars because if it can't do it, it's not going into production.
Yeah.
But Porsche will never tell you that. So.
And the discs are massive.
They are.
Like twice the size of my head. They are massive. And I think
Build the wheel nicely.
yeah, 100%. And I think they're the same number of pistons in the calipers as the RS3, and the brakes on that were mental as well. So I have high hopes for the life of the steel brakes. So a bit of a shame. Again, another option removed from the configurator is the LED lights. You can still upgrade them. Is it just that they're black rather than the chrome? Is that the difference in that price, or is it actually an upgraded light?
So between the LEDs, sorry.
So from if you like say for instance you didn't have that option ticked, it was the standard ones. When you're clicking that, is it just that it's black?
So the other ones for the 918 price is the PDLS, which is the moving. So they'll steer the corner with you as well. Standards won't do that. They're a fixed bi-xenon light. Plus, you've got the whole chrome aspect here. Your day running light is here, whereas on the bi-xenons you get the 4 dots. Le Mans motorsport inspired. Matches satin black wheels, very motorsport as well.
Yeah.
GT car, extreme motorsport.
I feel like the chrome ruins the front of that car. I feel like it needs to be the upgraded lights. I mean, if the other lights come back on the configurator in time to lock my spec, like 100% will add them.
Yeah.
I feel like it looks so much better. But I don't mind how that looks with those lights. I could live with that if that's what is available at the time.
Yeah, which is the most important thing, definitely. Because it ties in with everything, and that leaves the paint to be the showpiece.
Show, yeah. 100%. Oh, is it there? LED main headlights, including.
Yeah, so it shows on our system. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I got excited then, guys. It's like, oh, it's back. It's back.
Unfortunately, no news as of yet.
That
when they're going to be back due to supply issue, unfortunately. So
no problem.
Just scroll past that.
Yeah, hide that. Just forget that existed.
Light design package.
Yeah, it's like an ambient lighting inside the cabin, right? Again, sucker for ambient lighting. In all the minis that I had with those, I mean, you could change the colour in that, which was a bit more exciting.
Began, wasn't it, in there?
Say again?
That's about where it all began, wasn't it, in the minis?
Yeah, in the minis. JCW was like the first proper car that I bought. So yeah, I was a sucker for ambient lighting. And the Mustang, Mark's got colour change and ambient lights, and I'm like, you bugger. I really like them.
Additional lighting but no colour change, I'm afraid. So.
Yes, which was the same as the RS3 to be fair. So, and just having that additional ambient lighting at night just to brighten things up.
Yeah.
It's quite dark in the M2 at night. So, for £210, I was like, why not? We'll add it.
And it illuminates the vanity mirrors as well. That doesn't come as standard.
What?
No, that's part of the light design package. Yeah. So,
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't realise that comes as part of that.
Really odd one that, so that comes as part of that as well. So
stingy.
Unfortunately,
cool.
So,
folding door mirrors. I wasn't too fussed about folding door mirrors.
No,
wasn't the be all and end all, so I didn't add those. Again, a thing that should be standard but isn't. Auto dimming mirrors with integrated rain sensor, so it's just auto wipers essentially, and like dipped mirrors.
Those all mirrors as well. So
nice. Side mirrors as well.
M2 is just the driver's side, so.
I don't actually know. That's a good question.
It is all mirrors in the Porsches as well, which is much better. So, Another option that's not available on configurators at the moment is speed limit indicator. So again, another supply issue. I'm assuming it's with the camera.
Right.
That does the recognition for the LED headlights, which is probably why they're not available. Same with the speed limit indicator, it's using the camera in the windscreen. So this is currently not available, but yours isn't allocated yet, so it's not actually throwing up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't really read the limits that are on the road anyway, so I don't need a reminder of what I don't end up following. But yeah, no, I wasn't too fussed about the speed limit indicator. I mean, park assist with rear view camera, that's free on the GT4. On the GTS, I think I had to pay for that.
It'd be a 464 option. Yeah, it was. So saving money.
Yeah. Well, all that cash I've saved now means I can afford it to make the difference. 2-zone climate control. It still has climate control, doesn't it? Still air-conned.
So this is where the difference is. It is just air conditioning as standard. This offers auto. So this is actual climate control. So it is 2-zone and it is climate control on top of that. If not, it's just single zone air conditioning. So there's no like auto button.
Yeah.
So there is the adjustment potentially needed as well. But that's where that comes in. So 2-zone is also giving you climate control as well. So if not as standard, it just comes with manual adjustment temperature and fan with air conditioning basically. So
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used the auto button in any of the cars that I've had. So
normally it just brings the fan on full whack anyway.
Yeah, you'll be driving along. It's scary. All of a sudden comes on. You mean like your eyeballs are dry from the high fan. So yeah, I wasn't too bothered. It's such a small cabin that I didn't think it was necessary, and I'm forever telling Mark off for making it too cold in the car, so now he has no control. So like you're just gonna get what you're given. So yeah, no, we've not added that.
Temperature is on the left hand side though, so you'll just have to be careful with Mark on that.
Yeah.
Or just convoy everywhere, just a car each.
Or he can walk. He can walk. Is the
sorry, Mark.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. So the other options: steering wheel, rim, top centre, and yellow. Which we've covered.
Steering wheel and race text as well.
Yeah.
Of course. So.
Storage net, it was free, so it's gone on.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
No idea what I'm going to store in this footwell net, but we'll find something to put in there, I'm sure. Interior package painted, we've not gone with.
So this is, well, here you go. So again, if we're going to paint sample, this would be a request. So, and I'm told a few thousand if you did want that option in there. We've gone carbon then, and we've got extended carbon, which means that it goes around the sides on the door cards as well. So where it's just black here, that's actually going to be high gloss carbon. So
I was saying to T yesterday, I can't believe the number of cars you see online with no carbon.
Really?
It feels like a really obvious choice to me to put the carbon in there, but so many people just go for the brushed aluminium. Which is a surprise. I don't know why.
That's an option you don't see ticked very often, the painted one. But actually, I really like it.
One, do you remember?
Big fan, yeah. So Python green looks great.
Yeah.
So.
It looked also very good on Porsche GB's Frozen Berry car, with the Frozen Berry inside as well. That was the first interior painted one I saw and thought, actually that looks quite good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks a little bit garish if it's a bright colour, but we've gone carbon. And then towards the bottom we've got seatbelts in yellow, which we spoke about.
Yeah, cool.
Is there anything else in the interior bit that we have selected?
Control switch, which is the yellow, and a fire extinguisher.
Oh, it's rude not to.
Well,
I'm probably never going to use it. It's never going to be removed from the seat.
I hope it's not.
Maybe not for me, but for someone else, I like jump out and save them with my GT4 fire extinguisher. Again, I thought why not? May as well.
Why not?
When in Rome.
It's quite a cool thing.
So interior leather, we didn't add anything. It's already quite a lot of leather. Really, and I'm more of an Alcantara race text person.
It's with the race text as well, isn't it? You've got GT4 stitched in the headrest, so why have anything else in there? The other option is if you wanted Porsche or a crest in the armrest, but again, daily driver, you feel that embossed.
Mhm.
Again, if you want it to emboss, we can add it.
It's interesting long term how that's going to wear. Like if your elbow's brushing it all the time as you get in and out of the car, or is it going to age very well? Probably not.
It's so we're different now to Alcantara. So because it's now called Racetech, so that is Porsche's own. Alcantara is a brand, so Porsche have created their own, which is 80% recycled plastics.
Yeah.
So very,
Good for
very
the planet
different.
with my unfriendly
Exactly.
GT4.
Very friendly. So, but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But because it's so new, like we haven't really seen that much long-term wear out of them yet. So it'll be interesting to see how it differs to Alcantara. It's ever so slightly shorter on the like pile that you feel in comparison to Alcantara. That is what I would say.
Nice. Cool.
Awesome.
We didn't add any more interior race techs.
No.
So no, we didn't. So again, this is another one that is on and off the configurator. So again,
Sun
supply
visors and
issues.
race techs.
You know, everything that matches with your headlining, your sun visors would then be matching race text, which is very nice. You know, if you want everything above the door line to be in matching, okay, as well. So that's my reasoning for them.
Justifications. The justification.
Good.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the secret? Like they're going through each one and being like, by the way, I know you forgot about this, but I'm going to tell you why you need it.
Mention it. I just so happen to have a car outside that has
Cool. So yeah, as you mentioned, the carbon. I don't know if you want to bring up the bigger screen to see where that's added.
So with the interior leather package, or with interior in leather and carbon package, it adds this section here across. If you don't have the extended leather package, you're going to have carbon here and then down and around the centre console. You won't have it along the edges. So we've got extended, so it's going to be everywhere basically, which is really, really nice.
Oh, I just love, like, again, had it in the RS3. It's like a dry carbon in the M2 at the moment, which is just not the same. It's different. It's nice to see something different, but it's just not the same as a matte carbon. But yeah, really shocked to see a lack of cars online or for sale that have got carbon. I don't know why people don't spec it, but each to their own.
992s have moved away from gloss carbon now, apart from in GTs it is optional, but as standard it comes with matte carbon, so which just has a totally different look, and you know, a lot of people really like the high gloss carbon, so it looks really, really good as well, really suits it.
We're a big fan. And then I think before we get onto the PTS argument, I think that was the audio communication for the Bose.
Bose, yeah.
Bose, yeah.
I'm a big music fan. I've probably reduced my hearing by about 10 years with how loud I have it in the car when I'm on my own. So yeah, it had to be Bose. And then as you're highlighting, if you want to be true race car, you can just delete it all.
Yeah.
With no ability to reinstall as well.
I remember you saying.
No retrofit, unfortunately, so you just get a sandwich holder. As they call it, no PCM. It comes with a shelf, and apparently
I've seen
it's
it.
called the sandwich holder.
A sandwich holder. When you're going around the track, you should have a slight nibble as you go around.
Lightweight sandwich. It has
You get hungry, you don't want to come off, you're that dedicated, you don't want to come off the track, you want to eat your sandwich midway around. Cool, so that is all the options. With the frozen berry, what is the total cost of equipment for that?
Currently £93 and £27, including current road fund licence, first reg fee as well. So that's where we're at.
It's £11,327 for equipment thus far.
So subject to change.
We're gonna ruin the figure now with £6,000 of the PTS. I've got to stop saying 6. It's more like 7.
Yeah. But it's not though, is it? Because it's only £6,354 more.
That helps me sleep at night, James.
Yeah.
I feel better now. I can sleep at night knowing that
We're saving by removing frozen berry, and we've got the reversing camera for free as well. So that's like £1,000
and your nets
saved. So
the nets are free anyway.
Immediately, so it's £6,000 when actually when you look at it.
Okay, so context for everyone that's watching. So I started out by saying I wanted a metallic colour. I see so many PTS green cars. They look lovely, but I've seen about 400 of them now. So I want something a little bit different, and I want something that is fairly rare but punchy at the same time, which is quite a difficult set of requirements, because if you've ever been on the PTS configurator, you'll see a lot of the metallics are dark, which makes it a little bit tricky. So the metallic was 2 options to choose from. The first metallic that I've gone with is called Ipanema Blue, and I've got the pronunciation now down to a T. Struggled with that massively when we come in the other day, which looks unbelievable. With the yellow stitch as well and everything in the headrest. It just looks good, doesn't it? I mean, again, this is a metallic colour. I'll try to overlay in the video a photo I saw on Instagram the other day of a 997 up on the ramp. That photo I showed you yesterday, where you've got all the metallic fleck and shimmer picked up from the lights in there. I don't even really think you can say it's like a metallic Miami blue either. It's lighter.
Yeah, it's more turquoise, isn't it?
It's more of a tealy, turquoisey colour.
But almost pearlescent with how it flips depending what light, bright sunlight, shade.
Yeah.
Totally changes.
It's stunning. It's a very, very lovely colour, and you'll see based on the other colour we're going to show in a minute why this is a difficult decision. So yeah, I do want to know feedback as to what colour you think I should go with, what colour you think looks best. But for now, yes, that is Ipanema Blue. The other colour is a non-metallic colour, arguably way more punchy than Frozen Berry, and that is Ruby Star, which also looks amazing. It's like, oh god. Difficult choice. Really hard.
Does neither colour any justice.
No.
Unfortunately. This is not pink enough for Ruby Star.
It's too dark on there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more towards purple in here, but yeah, way more pink, like a hot pink almost. But
what I'll do is I'll leave 2 comments below. I'll just write the colour, and you need to like which one you think. I was about to say we should pick, like it's all of us. Which one? I've got to make the awful decision. I've got to make the awful choice. Which one you think we should go with? But I don't even really feel like I'm leaning either way. Like in terms of favouring one over the other, it's a really difficult choice. Thankfully, there's plenty of time to decide.
Yes.
Before it arrives, but largely that is the spec.
Nice. Both look amazing with the yellow stitching.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal, isn't it? And all the black the black wheels, as we said earlier.
So that gives the context, I guess, now as to why the calipers needed to be black, because the Ipanema Blue would have looked really strange with the yellow stitching, and the blue with the red calipers would have looked odd.
Yeah.
Same for this. I think as soon as you pick the yellow stitch inside, you have to go black calipers.
Yeah.
And you get weird, like hot dog vibes that you said the other day. Ketchup and mustard. It's strange, but no, I mean, cannot wait. My hope is it turns up around like Q1, Q2, end of Q1, beginning of Q2 next year. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, in time for summer. But no, massive thank you again. Really appreciate it, and yeah, we'll see it when it turns up.
Awesome, mate.
Can't wait.
Thank you very much.
Back home now. Massive thank you again to Tristan and James for filming with me today. Super cool to go through the spec and show you guys. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the spec. Is it what you would choose? I don't know. I really need some help with the colour for the PTS choice. So let me know about that. And guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you for the next one. See you later.